Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. I was watching Scout Crafter's latest video. Just issued it on Monday, the Monday Mosh. He was talking about road flares and safety considerations. Well, I'm always a big proponent of safety. Not Safety Sally, but, you know, try not to get anybody hurt because then you wouldn't be able to come to the show. Anyways, while I was thinking about it, I thought, you know, I think I got a set of road flares. Now, John showed you what he had, and he had some very interesting things. He had a collapsible road cone, and he had a lot of reflectors, and he had a really neat little flashing strobe light. You gotta go check it out. I'm going to put a link to it down in the description. But as I was cleaning out the garage today, I thought, wait a minute, I've got road flares. So I'm going to show you what I got. Not as neat as John's, but they're pretty cool. These were actually used on the road up until about 2000. I think they were replaced by some battery operated things, and I imagine there's still trucks driving around on the road today that have very similar setups. So I'll show you what I got. Now this box is nowhere near up to Scout Crafter standards. It's been in the barn at the other house for about 10 years and here for another 10. So it's in pretty rough shape. I bought these in an auction back when I was working at Douglas Auto Tech down in Bronson, Michigan. The inside's still in pretty good shape, but the outside's showing some wear. Now this one comes with 3 road flares. One of them has been used out of this package, and these things are really cool. But these are also fairly old. You can tell they've been sweating some of the stuff out of it. This is a 30-minute red highway fusee. Now I've used these before, and you have to be really careful with them. When they get old, they start leaking the flammable material. It kind of sweats out of the tube. Now it's not going to explode on you, but it can burn in a way that you're not expecting. If it gets a hole in it, like somebody stepped on it, it can burn quite rapidly down towards that hole because the oxygen level has gone up and it wants to burn really fast. So when you're going to light one of these things, you want to light it and drop it and get it out of the way. This is a 30-minute red highway fusee, F-U-S-E-E. It says complying absolutely with specifications, Bureau Explosives. Directions. Expose scratch surface on top of cap by pulling up tape. This little black piece of tape, you grab that, pull it off, it strips off the tape that's holding this cap on, and it also exposes the little match surface here, the little striker surface. There's a button on the end of the fusee, so you pull that tape off, the end of the cap is exposed. You take the cap, turn it around, and strike it on the end of the fuse, the fusee, and there's a little match. It's a compound like the little white tip on the old-fashioned strike anywhere matches. And you just strike those two together and it automatically lights. It's nice because you don't have to have anything sitting around. You're not trying to do it with a cigarette lighter or something like that because, well, one thing, nobody carries cigarette lighters anymore. You pull the tape off, strike it, it ignites, you set it on the ground, step away from it, and it'll burn for half an hour. Quite brightly too. It's like a magnesium road flare. Cool thing. Scout Crafter mentions these, and I didn't know that I really had these. I was pretty sure I did, but I didn't know for a fact because I hadn't opened the box in a long time. pull open the two pieces. They click together like that, and then it sits on the road. It's weighted, and you can turn it like this, and then even if the wind's blowing, it can't go this way, and it can't go that way because it's got the weight. So this is nice to set out on the highway. If somebody does hit it, it's plastic, it's not going to hurt the vehicle that they're hitting it with, and it's not going to hurt anybody. But it comes with 3, and the Scout Crafter said you put one back 200 feet, another one back 100 feet, and then another one back 50 feet. So 50, 100, 200. That way you've got it so that people can see it coming and know that there's something in the highway, and they have a chance to pull out and go around you and not run into you. Now, I wouldn't want to do this on the expressway, because on the expressway anymore, people don't stop. Best thing I can suggest on the expressway is just pull off to the side just as far as you can and get out of your car and get away from it. Call for help. Now, there's always bad parts to that too. Walking down the side of the highway, it's just not safe. Much better to make sure your tires are good and you don't run over anything on the highway. I've been out at night after I hit a deer on I-69 coming south. And the deer had been hit by a semi-truck and it was scattered all over both lanes, and I had no way to get around it. So I drove over the top of it. It punctured 3 tires and put a hole in a radiator. So I was sitting off to the side of the road. The left front tire had a slow leak. The right front tire had a major leak. And the left rear tire had a slow leak. Well, so I changed the right front. Then I realized that the left front was flat and I only had one spare. So another guy that was on the road with me stopped. We were driving company cars. And I took his spare and changed out the 2 front tires, but then the left rear tire still went flat, so we ended up getting it towed. That was a long evening sitting out on the highway. I was coming home from Lansing about midnight. So just not a good idea. If I'd have had a set of these, I'd have parked them out on the highway and might have not had so many close calls with people driving by too close. So I would suggest that if you don't have a set of these, something like this is a good investment. Kind of a cool thing. Now this box is in pretty rough shape. I'm going to have to wire brush it and paint it because it's pretty rusty. I have another one. This is a different loadout for the Fusees. These are 20-minute red highway Fusees. Work just the same as the 30 minutes. There's 5 of them in here, so you got 100 minutes of flare. Something I learned reading the comments on Scout Crafter's posting. You can take and light one of these, lay it on the ground, and light another one across the back of this. So as this burns down, it automatically lights the second one. So instead of having a 20-minute Fusee, you've got a 40-minute Fusee, and it keeps you out of the highway that one extra time. I think that's a great tip. This also has the flags that Scout Crafter mentioned. Makes it a little more visible in the daytime. Now if it's snowing like the dickens and it's raining and weather's really crappy, might not be something you want to be doing. Standing out by the highway putting these little flags on your the rods and doing all the stuff you need to make them work. But you're going to see that a lot better. And anything that makes you visible on the highway so people don't run into the back of your car might save their life and might save your life too. This is the part of this one that I really like. Now these are empty. Obviously they've been sitting for a long time. This little cap screws on there and seals off the surface of this thing so the kerosene will stay in it. When I was a kid, they had those at every place where they worked on the road. They had little round pots and call them road flares. And some people call them smudge pots. Well, the road flares were a fascination for a young kid because you could light them and they burned for hours and hours and hours. Now people at the lake will fill them up with citronella oil, light them, and drive away the mosquitoes. If it's dark out, you can light the wick and it'll throw up a flare of flame that high. Actually shows up pretty good. During the daytime, you take your flag, you put it in like that, and then people can see it. So that's kind of a cool thing. Comes with 3 of them. Same spacing rules you do with the triangles, 200 feet, 100 feet, 50 feet. So that's my set of road flares. This is handy for carrying all kinds of things. I've got straps for heavy loads. I've got little straps to tie little things down. I have a little flashlight air compressor. This is one of those that Scout Crafter recommended against, but this one cost me $2 at a garage sale. It works. It's a little slow, but it'll pump up a tire. I also carry a fire extinguisher. Got to check and make sure that the thing is still charged. And of course I have my chain falls and a tarp in case I want to carry something and protect it from the weather. So I will clear out a spot in this toolbox and the road flares will go in here. Even have a little toolkit in here. Even have a little toolkit in the toolbox. This is a made in India knockoff of a Leatherman. And I carried this when I was on the road for product action. And I used it quite a bit actually. People had more problems with their cars trying to get them started. And I could clean battery posts and do all kinds of stuff and get them out of trouble and get them back to the shop. Never hurts to be prepared. Having the toolbox on the back of the truck makes it so I can carry some extra stuff. That set of road flares will be real handy. Now, I don't expect to use them, but in the wintertime I've dug a few people out because I carry one of these handy trenching tools. It's 1964, right around Vietnam. But this has dug out more people out of messes. You can move a surprising amount of snow with one of these things. I have one in my truck. I carry one in the car, And I gave one to my son Ryan to put in his car too. So as soon as I get this cleaned up, ready to go, I'll be all protected and safe. I keep this behind the seat. Well, thanks, John. I appreciate you reminding me about my road flares. And if you guys have any suggestions for new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the US or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.